So I'm Frank Munger. I teach at New York Law School, and my presentation was about Thai administrative courts. Administrative courts were created in Thailand for the first time by the Constitution of 1997. They were the first time that a mechanism that was accessible to a wide range of people was made available to handle grievances against the government before an independent judiciary. My interest comes from the fact that I've been studying lawyers for politically weak, socially marginal people for some time. It's a small group of lawyers. And my hypothesis is that if you want to learn about law and the strength of law, you look at the way that law has been used on behalf of people who are politically powerless and see whether law affords them a remedy against people who do have power. The administrative courts have been looked to as a hopeful sign that the rule of law is taking hold. Two sets of courts were created by the Constitution of 1997. A constitutional court, also intended to hold government to the rule of law, but those courts have fallen under a cloud. Substantial evidence shows that the justices on the Constitutional Court have fallen under the influence of people in power, and in critical political cases have decided almost always in their favor. The administrative courts, on the other hand, get a pass. They're more savory. People feel that they're less politically biased, and there's some hope for enforcement of rights. Now, what my talk was about was that there's still a big gap between the remedies they offer and the people that might in fact benefit, who are not already in some way tied to government and feel empowered to confront government, like government employees themselves or government contractors. For people on the ground in rural villages or urban communities that have a problem with the way the government is managing some sort of policy, these courts provide less access. And so I talked about the barriers that still exist that require the use of an attorney, even though these courts were initially designed so that no attorney would be available. Still, you need a skilled legal advocate to present an effective case. The number of lawyers who will make creative arguments on behalf of the public interest, on behalf of a larger public in Thailand that will expand the law and the coverage of rights are still very small, and they've come disproportionately from the public interest lawyer community. And that's what the talk has been about, how these lawyers have risen to the challenge and developed skills which address the administrative courts, have achieved some significant victories, but there's still too few of these lawyers, and the courts themselves have a hard time making their decisions, their rulings actually have effect on the government itself. That's a political problem which is going to continue until Thailand's political problems reach a better resolution.